Inspiration, motivation, and encouragement is brewing. Welcome to the Tea Time with Tan podcast, where you experience innovative solutions and creative ideas designed for your colossal dream success. Let's sit. Here's your host, Tan.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. This is your host, Tan Tate. I am the host of Tea Time with Tan, the podcast show, where this show is about inspiration, it's about motivation, and it's about encouragement. It's about you, it's about me, it's about our journey. I'm coming to you from a little sweet spot right outside of Texas, right outside of Houston, rather. I'm actually in Texas, Channelview, Texas, that is. When you're in town, please be sure to look me up. If you tiptoeing through, come on through to Texas. I'd love to hear from you, love to see you. And this month, we've been talking inspiration. So we have another powerful, packed episode on inspiration today. Today we're going to be talking about the why of inspiration. Say it with me. The why of inspiration. I like to welcome any first-time listeners that we have out there, and welcome back any repeat listeners. Thank you for being a part of the Tea Time with Tan family. You are appreciated. Now, here at Tea Time with Tan, we always begin with what we call the Get It Together moment, where I give you 60 seconds to get it together, clear your mind and your thoughts. You know, make sure you got pen, paper, a pen that's writing. So as we begin to sip the tea, you can receive the tea and it can be refreshing to you. And while you do that, y'all know what I do. Well, if you're a first-time listener, I normally jam my theme music that you hear playing. So go ahead, get it together. One of these days, I'm going to let y'all see me because I be getting my groove on, y'all. Ooh, this part right here. And while you guys are doing that, I want to take a moment to recognize the month of May is Mental Health Month. And I want to encourage you to make sure that you're taking a mental break. Every day you should take a mental break. And you may ask, what is that? It's where you get away, and whether it's 5-10 minutes or however long you do. Perhaps you listen to your favorite song, or you sit quietly and meditate. But just steal away and enjoy some quiet time with you. May also happens to be Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month. And for those of you who know my story, my daughter was killed in a motorcycle accident. So this is important to me. So be sure to look out for the motorcycles on the road. Share the road. Just look out for them. We're going to get started in a moment. All right. So this is going to be episode 3 of a series for the month of May. We've been talking inspiration. The first episode, we covered the who. The second episode, we covered the what. So if you haven't had an opportunity to check out those episodes, please go do so. Remember, you can hear me on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, Google, you name it, we own it. So wherever your listening pleasure is, be sure to get connected with Tea Time with Tan. And if you happen to be on the Spreaker app, and if you're not already following me, please follow me on Spreaker. That's at Spreaker.com. Thank you so much. Well, this week we're talking the why of inspiration. And you may ask yourself, well, what do you mean the why? Exactly. The why. What's the why of your inspiration? What's the purpose for you, for your life? What dreams do you have? What goals do you have? And when you think about your purpose, when you think about your passion, when you think about the goals, you should be asking yourself, why am I doing this? And I want to tell you why this is important. Because guess what? You want all. So we were talking about how inspiration is not always going to be there, and why it's important for you to remember your why. See, when inspiration is not there and you don't feel inspired to get up and you want to give up, when you can connect to your why, it keeps you going. It keeps you moving forward. You know, regardless of whether inspiration shows up or not, you still have to maintain the action. You still have to keep moving forward so that you are making progress and working towards your goals and towards your dreams. You know, if we always felt like doing something, or we were always inspired to do something, hey, we'd be always on it. But the truth of the matter is, sometimes inspiration seems to go on hiatus, and you find yourself saying, now, man, I've tried everything I can. I'm just not inspired to do anything right now. How many of you have ever had that conversation with yourself? Okay, well, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one that's had that type of life. I don't think so, but we'll go with that. You know, even today, as a matter of fact, I knew it was time to do an updated version on my podcast. Is I found myself doing everything but this. But then when I remembered my why, when I remembered my purpose, that it's all about encouragement, it's all about motivation, it's all about inspiration, I thought, just let me go do it, and inspiration hopefully will show up. And guess what? It did. How many times have you just been doing something, whether you're going through the motion or whatever it is, and all of a sudden you get a burst of energy, or you become creative, you get a new idea, you become innovative, you come up with a solution. See, that's why it's important to remember the why of your inspiration. Because when inspiration is not there, the why is going to keep you going. And because you're going, inspiration will show up. I promise you. If you don't believe me, try it. Just try it. You know, just try it. That's all I'm asking. Just try it. And for those times when inspiration seems to escape you, I want to provide you with some tips on things you can do to ignite the inspiration in you. The first tip is coloring books. You know, coloring, whether you do the coloring books or you draw or you paint, you know, it's the calm, and it also can distract us. And when we are able to distract or detach ourselves from the outside world, we make room for creativity. We allow ourselves the chance to be inspired. So if you're finding yourself or feeling uninspired lately, go pick up a coloring book and some colors and just begin to color and see what happens. Another way you can get inspired is to read blogs from other writers, you know, in the topics that you're interested in. You know, I happen to have a blog. It's called the T blog, and there it's called the T because T is an acronym for Touch Each Area. We blog and talk about many things. And it's simple to do. It's an easy read, and it can often offer you a new perspective that you may not have thought of. You know, we all have our stories, But sometimes when you can see things from a different angle, different viewpoint, or hear others' thoughts, it can sort of give you a newfound inspiration to help you with your own creative process. The last tip I want to share with you is to tell everyone you come across for a day. Set aside a day, and whomever you come across, tell them why you appreciate them. Chances are people will reciprocate and tell you why they appreciate you, and you're guaranteed to find out things that you had no idea that people thought or appreciated about you. This can be very motivating. So remember, set aside a day and just call it, for me, it will be called Tan's National Appreciation Day. And everyone that I encounter, I would tell them why I appreciate them. So try that and see what happens. Remember, this episode is about the why of inspiration. And the why is simply, what's your purpose? Why are you doing what you're doing? The why helps you to remember why you're in the game. The why helps you get back in the game. Because remember, inspiration sometimes may go missing. It may be MIA. But as long as you can remember your why, it will fuel your inspiration. Now, as this episode prepares to come to a close, I want to leave you with some inspiration. I want to encourage you to become a volunteer. Look within your community, at your job, and find ways to become a volunteer. I endeavor to leave behind more than I take. In other words, wherever I go, I want to leave behind more than I take, more than what's given to me. I want to leave behind. And one way to do that is through volunteering. You have no idea the lives that you can impact, the people that you can touch through simply volunteering. And then a benefit of that is often you may meet people who inspire you, who are giving of their time as well. I personally, tongue twister, believe that the gift of time is the best gift there ever was, is, can be. So be inspired to volunteer today. And as you do that, take this with you and spread it. That all days are good, some are just better. And I want to encourage you today to know that better is coming. Better is coming. Better is on the way. Hang in there. Hope in there. And know that better is coming. If you found yourself in an inspiration drought, if you've been uninspired lately, just pick yourself up, look in the mirror, remind yourself of how valuable you are. Know that there are things that only you can do and you are appreciated, and better is coming. Remember your why. Also remember to connect with me on social media. I am Tan Tate on Facebook and Instagram, and Anointed to Speak. That's Anointed, the number 2 Speak on Twitter and Instagram. I want you to be inspired today. I'm sending inspiration your way. I want you to be reminded of your why. And then I want you to get in the game. Remember, only you can do what you can do. And guess what? We need you. So go make it happen. Remember your why. Live your why. Until the next time, this is your host, Tan Tate, and I will talk to you real soon. Remember to like and share. Invite somebody to come to our tea party. Take care. Bye-bye.